Oh, rat. We'll begin. Thanks for being here. Let's connect to our Ujjayi breath. And often, just by, I don't want to say leaning back, but just sitting back, situating back in the body helps us to feel breath in back of ribs, back of head. And we might just start by inviting the exact quality of energy that we want to host, that we want to continue to work with throughout the day. And then start to bring that in on breath. So it's visceral, we start to make that little internal shift. Because after all, we have choice in our responses, our emotional responses, So in this practice, we just exercise that. We're not beholden to a certain way of feeling, responding. And we can choose it, and we will for 1 hour. We will choose our response, and we will choose the quality of energy we want running through our body as chemistry, as blood, as oxygen. So, once you feel clear on that, let's switch the cross of our legs. We're going to start right in with the brain and neck and the collar area. So inhale, we'll stretch the left arm up for a bit of chest opener. And planting the right hand down. And then exhale, spread open the hand bones. Starting to feel the space between the hand bones, the little finger and the ring finger, so on and so forth. And start to lift the arm, so getting into the bicep, chest. And with inhale, articulate the ribs under the chest wall. And then gradually, softly start to feel the weight of the head becoming different from the reach of the arm, We'll lower that left hand, letting the head be exactly where it is. So now we're just getting a different angle. Just letting the breath sweep into the skull area. It's a big lymphatic drainage area. When we lower the left arm down, you may want to hand support your head back up. We'll do that chest open around the other side. Really simple. Inhaling the right arm up. And exhaling. Just planting the left hand down. Starting by arcing the chest. Just slight biasing. The sensation, the stretch through the front of the chest and the right side of the neck. So start by spreading the hand bones, lifting, reaching up, starting to get into bicep and chest area. Letting the breath do a sweep under the chest wall. Starting to lift and move the muscles and the vessels. And starting to let the head move and be felt as distinct from the arm. We can be active through the arm and relaxed through the neck. We'll lower the right hand. And relaxing, we'll help the head up. Okay. And then let's move into a knee pile, right knee over left knee. Ensure the knees are fine with this. Adjust if the knees need a little more. A little different angle. And now inhale, stretch both hands out to the side, arms in eagle. And then as we exhale, we'll go left, over, right. So now breathing into the back of the neck. and the upper back. Inhaling, unwind the arms. Leave the right leg stacked, straighten the bottom leg, the left leg. And on exhale, we'll fold forward. You can use the shin or the foot if you like that form of kind of that anchor or that leverage. Now letting that breath be kind of work under the mid-spine, the lower ribs, the middle ribs. And inhale, we'll come upright. We'll move into knee pile, other side, left over right. And then inhaling out, stretching each arm. And then exhaling, moving the right elbow over the left. Unwind. Straightening out the bottom leg, which is the right leg. And on exhale, folding forward. And breathing into the mid-back and the low back. Continuing to unwind and release the back of the neck. And inhaling, unwind, we'll walk out of there. We're going to set up for a downward dog. So, nothing too unusual here. The hands taking shoulder width. You can engage the arm muscles, the triceps, so the elbows straighten. And this little cue, this part, will take a little bit of playing with maybe initially, but having those two forearm bones, can you feel for both of those arm bones having the weight of your body go through the bones. And most of us will feel the weight go to the outside of the hand, but can you feel that inner forearm bone handling some of the weight? And then press the knees off the ground, downward dog. And so you're feeling that weight, and at least those two parts of the wrist, the hand, the inner and the outer, let's start to move the traps, the shoulder blades, away from the neck, away from the blades, away from each other. Make small movements at first. And then deepen breath with every little adjustment, feeling difference. Deepen breath, giving yourself a chance to be active through the arms, relaxed through the neck. So it is pretty neat to start to experience how we can influence the flow of fluids throughout our body, whether it's our arms, our brain, our neck. And a big part of that is experiencing, oh, I can release there. I can be active and feel there, wherever there is. All right. Now start to bend the elbows, turning, rotating the arm bones in their sockets, and still putting pressure through each of those forearm bones, kind of like a two-pronged plug being kind of connected into the hands and the ground. And in turbo dog, we'll raise the left leg without moving or straightening the elbows. And we'll set the left leg down, right leg. And we'll set the right leg down, set the knees down. Allow the arms to rest, whether that's an embryo or just seated up, arms hanging down. But I think the common impulse here is to start fidgeting around with the hands and the arms. And I'm just going to recommend for 3 breaths, let hang. Feel breath, feel arms. Feel the energy that starts to move around the heart. It's probably not insignificant. Okay. And sometimes our little distractive actions can prevent us sometimes from feeling the subtler tones of the body, the emotional tones, the energetic tones. All right, so let's lie on back. We'll do a little bit of round of abdominal things, lower organ things. I'm going to go frog lifting through. So once lying, we'll separate bent legs widely. Inhale, the head and shoulders off the ground. Reach up through the elbows so as the shoulders can experience that openness. Exhaling, the tailbone shifts. And reaching the legs outward. Draw the low belly down. Inhale. And exhale, tailbone shifts. Legs out, reach. Keeping feet about knee altitude or a little lower. Draw the low belly down. All right, let's do about 4 more on our own. We'll go directly into strata lifting through. So when you're through with the frog, bring the legs up and straightening them, now separate them. So same but different, right? Inhale, we'll float the head and shoulder blades up. Exhaling, reaching out through straddling legs. Drawing the low belly down. All right, let's do 5 more on our own. Strata lifting through. So nothing to fix, but just working with a particular quality of attention. So everywhere we feel, we focus, we're bringing that quality to bear. So whether it's our hip sockets, our chest muscles, our brain, our blood, our tissue, everywhere we touch with this light of awareness, the body opens and receives this incredible gift of whatever this quality of energy you're playing with today. So in a sense, opening the body to these qualities. How does body receive and express a quality of energy? Part of that opening up process. It's part of that showing up process. Right. Seems like you're through. So let's turn to a side press up. We're going to go through some suns. And let's say have a block at the foot of your mat. We're going to play a little bit with that. So now I know I'm going to be working with a block at with the ankles. I generally like this width, but if you have some sacral issues, you may need to go a little wider. You'll figure it out, no pain. Chair pose. Inhale, bend knees, reach arms overhead. Exhaling, fold, softening through core. And feeling the spine and the trunk lengthen down. All the way through the neck and even to the eyebrow muscles. Inhale, monkey. The hands can go down, ground or shin. Lifting the the chest away from the sit bones. Okay, we want to be mindful of that block back there. So when we exhale, we'll step back and find that block with your ankles. You might have to do a little walk back. Squeeze the block with your inner ankles. Let's take another inhale here. Because as you're squeezing, I want you to shift your tailbone toward your heels. So there's a little lengthening in the low back even as the legs are engaged. And then exhaling, drawing the shoulders away from the neck as you lower. So the legs are active, the tailbone, the back, there's a whole bunch of things going on there. Right, we have to re-grasp the block for Cobra. So getting that line of squeeze, but also reaching back. Inhale. Do your best to keep those lines of energy lit up through the legs, even as you feel the heart moving forward. Exhaling, lower down. Kind of a really nice exercise in, attentionally not vacating our body. Inhale the hands under the chest. Exhale, downward dog. And this can be done without the block being squeezed. Feel the pressure, the weight of your body transferring through all the forearm bones that you have. Again, most of us will kind of miss feeling the more inner forearm bone, which is the one that goes toward the thumb. I'm just making generalizations from observations. And once you feel the way the weight is transferring through the forearm and the hand, you feel that pressure, that weight, deepen breath, reconnect to breath. So we're logging in these, I call them little snapshots. It's where we breathe as we feel. So we're giving our body a kind of a picture, a moment, a state recognition of this is a thing. It's kind of a reifying moment. Warrior one. Inhale, step the right foot forward. You may just have to wriggle around that block, which is fine. Drawing the arms up. Spreading the hand bones. Exhaling, moving the shoulder blades around the ribs. Ensure that you feel, as a result of that, that there's more space beside your neck. Wow. As you continue to reach back through that long left leg and heel. Inhale, feel breath. All the way up to the chest bones and the upper back bones. Your breath is kind of an agent of stretching and moving us from the inside. Exhaling, twisting warrior. Left elbow over right thigh. What's that quality of energy we're working with? We have choice around how we respond. And hopefully choosing something that kind of brightens up the body, that helps the body, the cells have a kind of a joyous or even tranquil response or a cohering response. Twisting a warrior interlock. So on exhale, sliding that left armpit down. Right hand behind back. Release hands. Inhale, unwind. And when we step back, exhaling, there's a block back there. Give it a squeeze. Let's pause in plank. There's so much to do. So inhale, finding the inner ankle squeeze, activation. Lengthen all the way back through each inner leg. As you exhale, stay in plank. Shift the tailbone toward the heels. And then once more, inhale, pressing up right between the shoulder blades. Keeping those leg lines on. Exhale, lower down. Cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Warrior one. Inhale, left foot forward. Exhaling, fanning open the space between the hand bones. Ooh. And then being able to articulate the shoulder blades so you feel more space around the neck, the sides of the neck. Reaching back through that right leg and heel. kind of anchoring, being able to feel, remain in feeling all throughout that leg as we inhale into the upper back. Getting those upper chest bones to spread, to move all around the armpit. Twisting warrior, exhale the right arm over the left thigh. And moving on exhale, twisting warrior interlock. Every breath choosing the quality of energy to run. So not growing content to just struggle out through one pose. Selecting our quality of energy, making that choice move every single breath. And then we'll unwind, inhaling the hands down. Exhaling, we'll step back. There's that block there. We'll pause with that block in plank. Engage with the block so as to feel the inner legs supporting the pelvis. Good. Inhale. And keep those legs on. Exhale, we'll lower down. Cobra, inhale. Keep stretching those legs back. Exhale, lower down, downward dog. Inhale the right foot forward, triangle. So if you need to get that block around for triangle, you can grab it. So again, keeping the legs active or felt. Still part of our feeling scheme as we inhale the chest forward. Exhaling, lifting and opening up through the chest and the shoulders. The arms can be active as the neck is relaxed. The core can be soft, even though the legs are working strongly. Okay, half moon. So bend that right knee so you can get a nice Smooth move, hand forward. Inhale the left heel hip height. And then exhale, moving this left hip into the space behind us. Do some work there, buttock muscles. As I start to move that left hip back, I can get more and more into that groin. So again, letting this half moon help us to open up, to feel, to access the groin, the inner leg. Right? We want that quality of energy we're working with to be hosted in the groin also. Right? If we select a really good quality, is it something we want everywhere in our cells? Is this, like universal donor, universal qualities? Do we want it everywhere in our body? Lunge, inhale, set the left foot down. And the heel remains up. So we're setting the left forefoot and toes down. And drawing the arms up. We're going to keep going to that inner left leg. We didn't do any abs with a block or squeezing, so we're getting them all in these poses. This inner leg connection is really vital, important. Yeah, so a quality of kind of gathering that inner leg, that left inner leg, almost like squeezing it in toward midline or toward the right, but also reaching back. It's not so linear as I'm describing it, but just keep playing and ease that left knee down to the ground for a heel to butt lunge. If you need padding, slip it under. Left hand grab left foot. Letting that energy spread from pelvis to brain. So the core is soft. It's really great to have a quality of energy. I want this in my body. And then there's the whole mechanics of, well, how do I allow it to enter? How do I allow myself to feel it, to receive it? How is it that I can feel its expression and it's having landed in my body? Those are all the inner mechanics that you'll have to figure out for your body. And we'll release. Inhale, we'll set that down. I'm going to make sure that block is between my ankles. I'm doing a little shift. Exhaling, pressing into plank with the block between the ankles. Inhale, stay in plank. Giving yourself a moment to to truly feel the leg, the inner legs are on. They'll probably be a little different. Exhaling, stay in plank, shift the tailbone toward the heels. And on your next exhale, lowering down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower downward dog. Feel that both forearm bones. Receive the weight of your body. You can feel that weight transfer through each of the bones, each side of the hand, the inner part of the hand, the outer part of the hand. And triangle, inhale the left foot forward. So really I'm trying to enter into triangle as a way of biasing this inner and this back of left leg. Okay. So if I just kind of heap my torso down, I may never learn how to kind of both activate and open up through this kind of deep groin area. Now, once I'm right in that good spot, that working spot, not too stretchy, not too pulling, deepen breath. So as I'm working with something, as I'm feeling an area of the body, connect to breath with that great quality of energy. So in a sense, the breath is mixing in with the experience. The experience of groin, the experience of gut, the experience of shoulder and brain, the experience of openness, the experience of intensity. I bend left knee. Here's our half moon. Inhale, shifting. Right heel hip height. And so here, as I draw this right hip back meaning more and more over the left hip, I'll get more and more access or bias of that left inner leg. Inhaling, we'll set that right foot down. Heel to butt lunge. Oh, no. My mistake. Lunge first. So the forefoot is down, the heel is up. I get a gathering, engaging that inner right leg, as if I'm squeezing my inner ankle against that block. So now we can kind of manufacture that bias without the prop. So now how do I activate So it's a very precise way of feeling and doing in my body. And then mix it with breath. I'm actually letting that, I'm sustaining that activation, sustaining that energy within my own body, however it is I hold it, however it is I'm experiencing it, however it is I defend against it. I'm working with the body's energy and breathing, mixing it, mixing it, mixing it. And it's nice to go deep in. It's nice to start to explore the areas of discomfort. Of course, I don't mean pain, but the places where we do get a little jittery, we do get a little on guard, and playing with those energies of defense or those energies of excitation or dissociation. All right, now we'll gently set that right knee down, heel to butt lunge. You might need to pad that right knee. Right hand grabs right foot. And release. Woo. We're going to do one more chaturanga and a frog. So there's a block back there. Inhale. Let's step the feet back. Find the block. Hang out here just for another breath or two, because we feel the block, but that doesn't always mean our inner legs have straight away and immediately discovered their onness. Lowering down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. And we set the knees down. We do a round of frog and then take it home. So you can do your frog where both of your legs, your knees are kind of steadily stuck on your mat. You could also do the version where one leg has the ability to slide out. I'm going to keep the shins rather parallel with one another, and then just help yourself into frog. The pelvis is situated between the knees, more or less. So in other words, I'm not trying to put my belly down. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm open in the groin. We're getting into the position to feel that we can breathe into the groin area. All right, and to exit, I just like to forearm walk my torso forward. And help yourself to a lying position that you'll enjoy. Anything that allows you to be kinetically quiescent. And you can feel the releasing and the letting go of bodily, physical effort. And you can do this systematically, area by area, point by point, or you can do this more globally, more systemically, releasing the whole body as a whole experiential unit. And just find out how many of those releasing gestures in the gesture of release, in the practice of release, 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 often what seems like really important tasks seem to come up. Like all of a sudden, there's this thing I have to do. Adjust clothing, or I have to get going on that next thing on my agenda today. Note that it might be important, but it might actually be an artifice of a byproduct of the process of release. It takes a little bit for the psyche to get accustomed to letting go of important things. And now, bend knees. Turn to a side. And press up to seated. Namaste. All right, glad we got to do this.